When I hear the word marriage,
I think of the family, which I feel is the bedrock of American society.
A traditional institution that has become somewhat outdated as we learn more about love.
The most serious personal commitment that a human being could make.
This dream, this like false idea people are chasing.
I think that marriage is the most beautiful expression of love that there is.
Yeah, it's just what you're supposed to do. And I don't know if I like that.
I'm Dorothy Kaiser.
And I'm William Kaiser.
And we've been married 71 years. It was Halloween, and our mutual friend introduced us. I took an immediate liking to Pop, and I think the feeling was mutual. And that's how it all began.
Well, what's the key to a good marriage? I think having trust in other ones. And I think being able to have discussions where you can resolve problems and have your own opinion.
Just being together and having someone that really cares for you. And raised in the atmosphere when you say forever, it's forever.
It feels nice to be able to go through life with somebody who knows you better than anybody else in the world knows you.
Knowing that I'm married to my best friend.
There's a certain stability that I certainly enjoy.
My favorite thing about being married is you never feel like you're alone.
I think my least favorite thing about marriage today is that it does still feel like a pressured social situation.
That you have to be with this one person forever, even though it's very unlikely that that one person is going to satisfy all of your needs.
How divorce is an option even before you get married.
they seem to think that getting married is the only way to show their love, so they rush into it.
I don't think people put enough thought into it when they get married.
Generations after us, I believe, have a very different approach towards marriage. They don't respect the institution.
And I think when things get rough, you guys bail.
Our generation started the trend that you're seeing now, that the trend to less commitment, the trend to seeking divorces as opposed to seeking a solution.
My name is Kira Sharp. I am 19 years old. I met my girlfriend Shantae about a year and a half ago because she was my manager at a restaurant I was working at. We became best friends pretty quickly, and then we started dating about 6 months ago, and right after we started dating I proposed, and now we're getting married on December 4th, 2015.
I am part of that group that is considering getting married very young, which is really weird because I would have laughed in the face of any other young person that was like, they were gonna get married. I would have been like, ha, you are stupid.
Do I believe that people should get married at 20? No, I don't.
I was 21 when I got married, and you know, sometimes at 21 you think that you're, you know, knowledgeable and older and whatnot, but really in retrospect, there's a lot of growing up that you need to do.
A lot of us want to focus on our personal lives and our individual selves before we're committing to another person.
Marriage, you know, you can wait a couple of years.
I'm 22. I'm thinking about, you know, what do I want to accomplish? What am I thinking about? Oh, should I get married?
I'm going to marry the woman I love because I want to be with her for the rest of my life.
Well, I learned in high school Spanish that the word for handcuffs is the same word for wife. I'm Andrew Payson, I'm 22, and I don't really think that marriage matters. I feel like that monogamy is something that's forced upon people. It's not something that's natural to us, you know. It works really well with penguins. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't seem to work with anyone I know.
And sometimes I think it's not even healthy for humans to focus all of their romantic and sexual energies on a single individual.
How in the world am I going to have sex with one person for like 70 years?
I believe in monogamy, but not in this one true love kind of soulmate anymore. I think we can love multiple people throughout our lives just as intensely and passionately as the person before us.
It's better to be scared and commit yourself to someone than to have all these random people and not know what you're actually about, not know who you truly love.
I don't think that monogamy is really something that people maybe are even capable of.
For me, a marriage is forever.
I believe that when you commit to a marriage, you should be in the mindset that you're committing for life.
When I get into that marriage, I want to know that that's going to work and I'm going to stay with it.
Marriage is a commitment. And when you decide to get married, you should do so with the intention of spending the rest of your life with that person.
It's not a good thing to get into a marriage and be like, oh, but we can divorce if we want to.
If I get married, I can just get divorced.
No. You made a contract to the state, to the government, to yourself, to your partner, that this is a lifelong thing till death do us part.
My name's Todd Chappell, and I'm 34 years old. I've never been married. The personal experiences I've had with marriage have been fucking miserable. My parents being in the same room was like the invasion of Normandy all over again. It was a disaster. I mean, they had to do what they had to do for their lives. I understand that. But I think things would have been different for the better if they had stayed together.
Divorce is frustrating, but necessary sometimes.
I just really don't want to get divorced.
I think if two people are really unhappy with one another, spending the rest of your life with one another is an unhealthy situation to be in.
I had known for a year that I wanted to get divorced and didn't make that decision to leave the marriage because I was very afraid of disappointing my family.
Yeah, I'm worried of marriage. I mean, it doesn't look good to me.
We in Western civilization have been very, very focused on personal self-satisfaction, and we forget others.
I don't see myself ever wanting to stop chasing my dreams, and I don't know if I can find the right person that will make me feel attached to them for the rest of my life.
I've got a lot of ideas, and I think marriage is just going to be more of an obstacle than anything else.
There are a lot of goals that I have that I could see as only being better or intensified by having a true love in my life.
Marriage, you know, people are like, why do I need it? They don't understand that, you know, why it would be good for them.
To a certain degree, I feel like marriage is actually threatened by a certain restructuring of our identities in this odd digital age.
Nowadays, we can communicate in 100 different ways and all of them happen immediately. And I think this has fundamentally changed some of the institutions of human interaction. And I think one of the things that has changed is it's changed marriage. I mean, our interactions have gone from wine to Kool-Aid.
For example, like on Facebook, I could just like marry my best friend and it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Because our attention spans are shorter, because we expect instant gratification, because we expect instant communication, we are frustrated when those things don't happen with relationships and we lose patience.
Society has done a number on our generation, I think. I think it's confused us as to what we want, what our true desires are, what the expectations are.
I just think that across the board there really is no unanimous thought on whether or not marriage is the right decision.
People would understand that marriage is not the only option. Marriage isn't necessarily the best option or the truest option. It's just an option.
I think there will always be the desire for people to want to publicly acknowledge their commitment.
There's so many different issues that come up with the future of marriage, so I guess we'll just have to see.
Right now, we're going through a tumultuous time with marriage, and we're going through a rough patch, but the optimist in me believes that we're coming to a deeper understanding of marriage and love and sex that will lead to a peaceful conclusion. I love love.
When I was younger, wanted love so bad. Like true love was like my main prerogative.
So marriage is just, it's like, why not? It's a really fun tradition, let's do it.
I think that the media perpetuates nowadays as kind of having this lusty view of romance. And I mean, that's very appealing. Don't get me wrong.
I wonder if you can get divorced online. I wonder if I can get married online. I bet you can. I bet you can get married online.
Being married, you know, you get lower taxes, I think. So why not?
But after a while, it's just, I'm comfortable with this person. That's about it.
Everything's gonna be all roses. I think that's how people end up getting divorced.
I don't want to go tell you, you know, there's plenty of fish in the sea, but you never find a better fish.
I'm an optimist.
I was the girl picking out my wedding dress. I've had the exact same wedding dress picked out since I was 8.
At my age, I don't find a lot of people attractive because of all that emotional baggage.
Okay. And forever's a long time if you marry the wrong person.
It is. What lies beyond the fairy tale, so to speak? How do you make reality work beyond the fairy tale?
My favorite thing about being married is knowing that I'm married to my best friend.
I actually, I'm not, even though I'm married, I am not a proponent of marriage.
Just took off on our own, didn't tell anybody. We just eloped. And that was the beginning of a long relationship.